Alright guys, so I decided to go live. For some reason the orientation is locked here, so I'm stuck in this kind of shorts mode. It said to go to advanced options to unlock it, so I don't know, that's something I'm gonna have to do at another time. But it is Kevin coming to you from Penang, Malaysia. I hope you're all doing well. It's early Saturday morning and I'm just out for a walk. And again, I don't understand why I'm in this orientation, but nonetheless, here I am. It is a gorgeous morning, and I'm currently out for a walk in this subdivision. I'm wishing I could put this in portrait mode, but I can't. It won't allow me to do it. So I'm in this beautiful subdivision, and beautiful subdivision, beautiful morning. The subdivision was, I'm assuming, some kind of failed attempt at a subdivision. There are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses in this subdivision, and 5 of them have people living in them. One kind of near the end over here, it's empty and it's for sale, but like these houses go for like $500,000 US each, which is crazy. And at the end here, there's some guy's got a compound where he seems to raise doves. I don't know, but you can see over here, there was to be a house built. Here, some more land for sale. And I tell you, I went for a walk here with my wife one time, and we just looked up there at that cliff right above it. We're just like, no, thank you. And to think of landslides, some massive house-crushing boulders. So, a lot of lots that were never sold. And then right down here at the end of this road is a hiking or trailhead for a well-known hike in this area called Freedom Hill, which is quite lovely. It's a brutal hike up, but when you get near the top, there's a really nice community garden. So there was a big boom here a few years ago, pre-COVID, where the Malaysian government was giving people, like Europeans, North Americans, a lot of British, 20-year visas. And it was called Penang, My Second Home. And they wanted people to come, or Malaysia, My Second Home. They wanted people to come here to Malaysia to retire. And they were trying to sell lots of properties cheaply. But for whatever reason, people can't get those visas anymore. Maybe the landscape has changed after COVID. There's lots of wealthy real estate, lots of wealthy people coming from mainland China who are wanting to buy a property. It's my house over there. See a big giant monstrosity, that white one? That's where I live. And so it's the housing, the real estate prices have gone up. I tell you guys, like one thing, we were really misled before we came here to Malaysia. We were told that Malaysia was a cheap and affordable place to live. It is not. Like, it is not where we live. It is not a cheap place to live, which can make it challenging because your salary doesn't go very far. Again, what we were told is different than the reality. The reality is it's quite expensive here. In many regards, it's similar to a Japanese city or a tier 1 Chinese city. Check this out, guys. This would have been, looks pretty creepy now, very Blair Witch Project like. This would have been maybe some kind of a little hiking trail walkway that they would have wanted created around a storm drain. For what if this had been a kind of bustling little subdivision, that would have been a nice place to go for walks, I suppose. I don't want to truck down this way because I'm wearing shorts, which you're not really supposed to wear if you go off trail. If you go into the jungle, you should not be wearing shorts. You should be wearing long pants. There's just too many things in here that can hurt you. Too many bugs, too many snakes, and even with the mosquitoes, there's dengue fever here. So like where I'm standing here on the road, down this road, there's like no mosquitoes around me at all. I'm not really getting bitten by anything. Nothing's coming near me. But as soon as you go into that place, the mosquitoes are everywhere, and there is dengue fever. It's a reality here. I know a few people recently, a couple of my wife's friends have gotten dengue fever. There's medicine for it that can sort you out pretty quickly, but it takes a little while to sometimes figure out what you've got. Dengue fever, you get a fever that kind of won't go away, and cough and cold medicine and flu medicine won't work, and then you get your bones are apparently sore. But isn't this neat? It's such a gorgeous place. I mean, it's a gorgeous day. A lot of property there that needs to be bushwhacked. And down here, this is towards the Freedom Hill trailhead, and there's a little restaurant there. Maybe I'll take you for a little. I'm not going to go hiking. Just out for a little saunter this morning. hope you guys are doing well. Hey, Softy Papa, Kurt. How you doing, Kurt? Good to see you. I was just saying, I just decided to go live on this, and for whatever reason, I can't go into portrait. I'm stuck in portrait mode. I can't go to landscape mode. It says I need to go to advanced options in order to go to landscape. So I'll have to figure that out later. Look at this. Here's an old property. Not an old property. This is a property that was just for sale a few years ago. That's no one bought and has completely overgrown. But let's head into this little neat area here. So again, there's a little restaurant here. Freedom Hill Trailhead. Let's go look at some banana trees. Hey to everyone who's out there watching. There's 4 of you fine people here. I'm on, well, it's Saturday right now, obviously, but I'm on a holiday right now. I'm on my spring break holiday. We get a long one at my school. I've got 2 weeks. Someone getting a delivery. Oh, hey, Kurt's at Walking Dogs. Nice. I'm enjoying watching all of your transition, Kurt, as you're transitioning back to life in Japan. I'll be there in a few years from now, but I've got another several years of working in other countries before that can happen. Look at this. That's a tortoise. Is that real? Koi pond tortoises? Yeah. Oh, it's not real. Never mind. Okay. So here we go. Here's a banana plantation, old banana plantation, or maybe still used. Banana trees. I gotta check that out. There's a few bananas. There's a banana. If you've never seen a banana flower before, there's a banana flower. They open at night. They open at night, which is why they're often pollinated by, hey, Uppercut 7. Oh, sorry. Sorry to hear that you don't get any breaks. It was like that before I became a teacher. Before I was a teacher, I worked in IT. I remember those days. 10 days off a year, I think I had. Lots of banana trees. There's a big bunch of bananas. More like plantains. I'm not sure. Hey, Kurt, I can't wait to return either. We'll see what happens in the next few years, but I'm going to be working abroad probably for a few more years. Definitely like working outside of Japan to order more money, to make more money. To be honest, we probably will be even bouncing back to China for a little while, just because, you know, when we were working in China, I made double what I make now. And with kids who are going to be approaching college years, I need money. I mean, this is lovely, of course, and all, but I was just saying earlier that oh, you are a teacher. I just work for the military. Technically, I'm an instructor trainer. Oh, that's cool. Well, I suppose it's very different than being a public school teacher. You are a teacher, absolutely. Absolutely, you're a teacher. You teach adults very important skills, but you don't have the holidays. So you gotta be mindful of snakes around here. So again, I'm not gonna go too far. You know, I went up the last time I went up this trail, there were some crested minahs, the birds there. The last time I went up this hill, this hike, I got to the top of the mountain and then a monsoon rain began, and it was the most harrowing trip down the mountain, but it was fun actually. So right over here, yeah, kids are a lot of responsibility, Kurt. So I have to be able to earn for them. It'll be a nice 2 years that we spend in Malaysia, but the whole family we've made the decision to head back to where I can just earn a lot more money. The thing is, if now that COVID's passed, if I'm working in China, I can make a lot of tax-free money, and then I have the luxury of being able to travel back and forth to, say, Japan, and then I can buy a property. So these are shrines, and you'll see these everywhere in Penang, often by the sides of the road. Some people have them in their houses. And these are to pray to local gods and kind of neighborhood gods, which give you good luck. So these are something to do, they're connected with the overseas Chinese community. There's a very big overseas Chinese community here. Yeah, this live is fun. I haven't done a live in a long time. I can't remember. I always say I need to do more of these, and I never do. Okay, all right. Listen to this. I'm just gonna be quiet for a moment. Listen to the sounds. You hear a lot of crows. A lot of other neat birds though. And here's another, what do we got here? I'm not sure. Oh, this is a bigger shrine. There's a candle burning inside. And there's a weaver ant. It's not a weaver ant. Actually, weaver ants are an orange color. Don't want to know what kind. There's so many crazy ants here. I mean, it could be literally a crazy ant. That's the type of ant. You can hear roosters. I went uppercut 77 or 7. You want to head back to Korea soon? Yeah, that would be cool, man. I haven't been to Korea in such a long time. I spent my first 5 years in Asia working in Korea. I was in Korea from 2002 to 2007. I lived in outside of Seoul in a place called Ilsan, and I lived in Seoul, downtown Seoul itself, and then I moved to Busan, which is ironically where I met my Japanese wife. And I had a good time. I visited again back in 2008 or 9, just after I got married, and then I haven't been there since. But it would be neat to visit. All right, I'm getting eaten by a lot of mosquitoes here, and and I didn't put any insect repellent on when I left the house because I didn't plan on going off-road. But again, as I mentioned, if you didn't see earlier in the broadcast, you got to be careful of dengue fever here. It's very real, and most people I know have gotten it. I don't want to get it, but you never know. Oh, someone lives in here. There's a little fence. Oh, wait. Yeah, they're fenced off here. Little banana plantation. Oh, you were teaching English for the Korean military. Oh, that's cool. Neat. Where were you in Korea when you lived there? Were you living in Seoul? Like, was that in the days when Yongsan Main Post was still a thing? I remember when I was living in Korea, Yongsan Main Post was still right next to Itaewon. The Itaewon, I hear, Itaewon is very... So when I lived there, Itaewon was a very, how shall we say, lively place, especially at night. But I hear that it's changed now, that they moved, I think many years ago, they moved the big Yongsan Main Post base out to Pyeongtaek or something like that. And now there's no garrison there. So I hear it's very different. Very, very different now. All right, guys. Wow. So, this is pretty cool. You'll hear construction work over in this direction. They're building let me show you. They're building a little upscale housing development, and the prices are crazy. I can't figure out why people would want to live, like, the prices. I mean, often we come to places like this because, it's affordable. Is that a little restaurant? But here, things are not affordable. Not at all. Okay. Oh, yeah, I got some bites. Let's go back out into the road. Cool, 6 people there. Hey, how y'all doing? This is really neat. Let's do more of these live. I have to be mindful of my battery is going. Data is quite cheap here, so I don't need one of those big streaming backpacks or something, I suppose. But data is quite cheap here, which is good. There were some roosters walking around here a little while ago. Yeah, someone lives here. I don't want to intrude. That's the trailhead. And I've had, like, the owner of that restaurant often has said when I've walked by, he's like, oh, the trailhead's over here, guys, if you don't know where to go. So we're allowed to go there. We're expected to go there. Here, this is private here. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens to the folks that live here once people start moving into this development over here. There's a nice looking spot. So this is a development called Ferengi Hills. This neighborhood is called Batu Ferengi. So look at that. There's 1, 2, 3. They're just like attached houses, and these go for like about $500,000 each. $500,000 US. And like, you live in an attached house in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, guys. It doesn't make sense to me. Let's take a little walk over here. See what's going on in this place. Look at 7. Daejeon and Incheon. Oh, okay. Icheon. I was there in the military in 2008 to 12. Then moved back in 2016 as a teacher. Yeah, military is different when it comes. Everything is different when it comes to the military. Incheon has nothing there. Oh, you confuse people who think of Incheon. When I first read it, I thought of Incheon as well. People over here tending chicken coops. Oh, in the distance. There's a dog there. You gotta be mindful of dogs here. Sometimes you're not sure. You gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. So yeah, here's that development I was telling you about. Ferengi Hills. No one lives in them yet. I think they have one model home. I actually came across on YouTube the other day a promotional advertisement, a real estate company trying to sell these, and they talked all about the convenient location, and my wife and I were laughing a lot. Up this road, there is a Hindu shrine, a neat little Hindu shrine, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough battery life to take you there today. All right, oh, 7 friends are here now. Hey guys, how you doing everyone? Kurt's out walking the dogs. So let's see, Uppercut 7, where are you right now? You're in the States at the moment? What part of the States you in? Okay, there's this place here. Ferengi Hills. I don't know why you'd move to the jungle to live in a place like that, hey? Office to work from home, have a wellness room. Buying your dream home is no longer a dream. Ferengi Hills. I don't know, guys. I don't think this would be my idea of a dream home. I mean, we're all different, right? I shouldn't be critical of someone who this would be their dream home. But I think basically what they're really looking at is having, it's like real estate speculation. They build these and they're basically hoping to sell them all to wealthy folks from mainland China. Obviously, with everything that's going on in China these days, a lot of people with money are trying to get out. Is it safe to walk here? Yeah, it's safe to walk where I'm walking. You gotta be mindful of sometimes stray dogs. And sometimes there's packs of wild dogs. You gotta be careful of that. Aside from that, and there's some monkeys. During the daytime, absolutely safe. At night, I wouldn't recommend it if you're a woman walking around. I know my wife prefers to have me go with her, and some of her other female friends are very uncomfortable walking around places, especially at night by themselves. There can be a lot of sketchy men around. Let's see. Okay, Sophie Papa, I've been to Malaysia a few times. I was startled by the packs of stray dogs. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting the way it works with the stray dogs. So in our neighborhood, we know the stray dogs, and they know us, and they become used to you, and they see you walking around all the time. And the stray dogs don't bother you at all. The kind of our local neighborhood pack, and you know, they're all right actually. We have nicknames for them all and stuff. But once you leave your neighborhood, now where it becomes a real problem, Kurt, you're out walking your dogs right now. I think every person I know who has pet dogs, who've taken their dogs out walking, can tell you stories of their dogs being attacked by stray dogs. Quite a few people I know have had their pets attacked by stray dogs. So that's where it gets dangerous and not so cool. Whew. Oh man, okay, it's getting hot. It's getting hot. All right, guys, so I'm back into a residential neighborhood. This is a nice neighborhood. It's a pretty big one. Look at this house. This place is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at that house. That's so nice. And they've got a Mercedes and a Porsche in the driveway, so they're doing okay. There's some really nice houses around this area. Quite a few that are for rent too, but you'd have to do a lot of work on them. Oh, they've got the 3 cars. Yeah, some really nice places here. And a lot of these houses, you'll see there's like expats living in them. I'm gonna be putting a video up on this channel here. I just shot a video before I decided to go live about my thoughts on what is home and being an expat living abroad for so long, identity, all that stuff. So I'm gonna put that up. Nostalgia. Talked a bit about nostalgia. I'll put that up here on the channel today. Oh, 10 fine folks out there watching, guys. I hope you're doing well. Okay, I guess when I choose a place to live, I first consider my family's safety. I think that's how I choose a dream. Yeah, I suppose so, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just working here. I have no intention of ever like buying a dream home here or living here or retiring here or anything like that in Malaysia. It's a neat experience for a couple of years. Like we're going to be here for 2 years. That's it. Just a 2-year contract. when you're an international school teacher, normally your initial contract is for 2 years. We'll do 2 years and we'll be on our way. We'll have some good experiences, some neat stories. We'll have eaten amazing food, traveled to some really cool places, and then we'll move on. So that's okay. The fact that we know that, I'm gonna be honest, guys, it's way too hot for me to want to live here long term anyway. It's just too hot. I don't know how people can do it. I'm gonna go this way because it's shady. I don't know how people can do the tropics because it's like always hot, like every day of the year. Okay, people walk their big dogs off leash, Kurt. Yeah, that's not okay because you just never know what's gonna happen with big dogs and your little dogs. All right, guys, well, I think I'm gonna wrap things up here. It's been a lot of fun talking to you guys, but my phone is getting very hot right now. Very hot. If you guys, I put a link below. Go check out the Facebook page. I don't know if you guys, it's facebook.com/justjapanstuff. And I post there a lot during the day. Yeah, a lot, relatively speaking. So go check that out. Let's see. I'm visiting Malaysia and Singapore in September during our term break here. Oh, that's great. That's great. Malaysia's an awesome place to visit, man. It's a really neat place. I haven't been to Singapore yet, though. Got to hit Singapore next year. We'll hit Singapore next school year. Here's the rub when you're an expat in Malaysia. When you're in Malaysia, if you're an expat living here, your first year, your tax rate is crazy high. With everything, I'm paying about 41% income tax right now. So it's pretty crushing, soul crushing income tax. But next year it's gonna drop down to like half of that, less than half of that. So I'm looking forward to that. It's because I'm a non-resident. When you're a non-resident, so once I get resident status, which takes a full year, then I'll have more disposable income to go somewhere like Singapore for a holiday. I thought Malaysia doesn't tax your money outside Malaysia. Well, I mean, I work here in Malaysia. I'm working here in Malaysia. So I'm living here in Penang Island, but my job is here in Penang Island. So I have to be taxed. I'm not working for anything outside. Yeah. So there we go, guys. There we go. All right, folks. Well, I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll try to do a few more live streams like this over the holiday, and I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. How many other 10 awesome people? Wow, cool. All right, which is pretty neat considering I didn't plan this or announce it in advance. All right, guys. Well, that's it for me, and I'll show you a little bit more of the street I'm walking on, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye, Kurt, and goodbye, everyone else. See yous.